What's next? Yeah, you know, we'll do this. We'll do this. This one looked really good. This is one that I've wanted to play the entire time. I kept wanting to leave time for it because I felt like it was going to be a bigger demo. All right. So this is All Will Rise. Welcome to the demo of All Will Rise, about taking a corrupt billionaire to court for a River's murder. Manage your team, mix with eco-terrorists and godmen, go on missions to unlock and upgrade cards, build your deck, follow leads, and build allies. This is a game in development made with rage and joy by a small team passionate, making meaningful games for a burning world. I saw a preview video for this not that long ago. It looks great. Of course I like it because it has cards, but I also think it has a fantastic visual style, a fantastic art style, and is a very interesting concept. Your Honor, the time is now. The place... You're slouching. Shh, she's in the zone. The what? That's what she calls it, the zone. You two are not helping. Can we focus, please? Tomorrow is the most important day of all of our lives. Well, the birth of my children is perhaps... sorry, please continue. Not just our lives, for all Muziris. Trying to just sound like a full supervillain in court, huh? Just a suggestion. Joy is nothing like her name, but despite her sarcasm, I know she cares. Very deep down. They both look tired. But what are we doing? But what we're doing here? It's important. I love his shirt. That's great. We spent 8 months convincing the Muziris High Court that the River Payer deserves the right of legal personhood. Oh, card unlocked. That's exciting. Make the river a legal person. I don't know what those things mean. We'll get there, I'm sure. If we win, we could hold governments and corporations to account in a new way. Card unlocked. Okay. If we lose, then everything stays the same. And one day our dying river will be dead. And it all comes down to closing arguments tomorrow. I need to focus on one advantage that giving the river legal personhood has over the current regulatory framework. I don't have time to explain them all in court, but I can't decide which claim I should make. Maybe you should go with your instincts. Or you could be strategic and play to your strengths. Choose a claim that responds your Kuyili's personality and capacities. This card will determine which emotion Kuyili deploys in her closing arguments tomorrow. The right to sue. Mine's is detail-oriented, cerebral, and detached. Hearts is compassionate, open-minded, and hedonistic. Guts is assertive, egotistical, but always ready for a challenge. I'm gonna go with community guardianship. That's what I'm... We should center the voices and experience of the people who have ancient ties to the river and depend on it. Do judges even have heartstrings to tug on? Shinji yawns magnificently and then looks apologetic. No, I gotta yawn. I think it's our cue to get some rest. See you all tomorrow in court. And remember, Kuyili, all you have to do is win. Muziri's High Court, India, final day of the trial. This looks great. This case could set a legal precedent. Let the river protect itself. My hands feel numb. I can't remember a single line of my closing argument. Get yourself together, Kuyili. I turn to the crowd assembled in court. Shinju gives me a little thumbs up. Joy raises an eyebrow and I feel a sudden sense of calm anticipation. Like Joy said, all I have to do today is win. Hell yeah, I'm sleepy. Card battles. Fuck yeah, let's go. Card battles are one of the core mechanics of All Will Rise. Play cards to tell stories and change your opponent's perspectives. Playing cards changes both of your emotional energies. Hearts, minds, guts. This court was assembled 8 months ago to decide the fate of the river Periyar. This trial has attracted interest not only from our local community and press, but nationally, even globally. Let me assure you, all that external pressures will have no impact on this court's judgment. Let us remind ourselves of the situation in hand and the facts already in evidence. We submitted the Periyar is polluted with industrial runoff choked by sewage, agricultural waste, pesticide pollution. The court accepts the precarious state of the river Periyar. The causes of the situation have been proven. But what is the remedy? That is what we will decide here today. I'll now hear your closing argument. Playing claim cards. Connect claim cards to each other to tell stories. These cards also affect emotional energy. Find a claim that connects to the river is in danger in your hand. These are cool cards. This little this little face is very fun. Boom. If the river dies, the city of Muziris dies. Our history dies. We cannot allow this to happen. I yield my turn. Advocate, please continue. Connect claims to make stories in causal change. Chains. Causes flow into consequences. Play claims that are causes above another claim and play consequences below. In this country, corporations have legal rights of personhood. They can enter contracts, sue for their rights, act independently. Is a corporation more of a person than a river? Is it truly more alive? We need a hopeful new approach. The river's in danger leads to life returns to the river. Set judge's heart on fire, 32 out of 40. Arguments are goals to achieve in card battles. Play cards to satisfy their unique requirements. To make this, tell a story that connects the river's in danger to life returns to Periyar. Facts alone will convince your opponent. You must max out one of the judge's emotional energies. Existing laws allow us to levy fines on corporations who flout environmental standards. Last year, the court fined a corporation 1,000 reals for polluting a river, less than the price of a kilo of ripe mangoes. We can discourage pollution and non-compliance without fundamentally altering our legal framework. The river is already protected, so they're trying to prove I should look for opportunities to stop her from delivering it before my own argument is ready. So theoretically, I could play a card. This court talks of fines, but fines do not compare to corporate profits. We need entirely new instruments to protect the river. We will appoint community guardians to represent the river's rights. Decisions must be made by the people who are most affected by them, people who depend on the river for survival, who have worshipped the river for generations. Our regulatory bodies are underfunded and riddled with corruption. We don't need new laws. We must give our institutions the capacity to enforce the ones we already have. I have to find a way to stop them from making their argument. Denial cards. Want to undo a card's emotional effects, get in the way of an opponent's argument, use denial cards to negate low credibility claims on the board. I mean, they want me to deny this one. And these are proven. So yeah, so this is speculation. So it's like, yeah, no, you're not. I like how this is like a post-it. This court has made empty promises about enforcement before. We refuse to accept this claim without more proof. Your objection sustained. Continue your arguments. Boom, eat it. What are you gonna do? And that gets us what we need. Hearts on, hearts on fire. The judge's eyes suddenly light up. I can sense it. This is my moment. I've deliberately roused her empathy. Her heart is open to my argument. The existing laws have failed us. We need a hopeful new approach. Why should this court not lead the way? Not just for our river, but for all of India, and indeed the world. I swear to this court, if you grant the Periyar the right of legal personhood, life will return to the river. Boom. That rules. Your Honor, the time is now. Let us make history in this courtroom today. The judge bangs her gavel into the sudden silence. I'm ready to make my verdict. I love fire. The light changes. Every mote of dust in the air seems to stop in suspense. It is no easy thing to change the very foundations of our legal system, to enact an entirely new framework of rights. But Advocate Kulil's compassionate arguments cannot be denied. I commend her sensitivity and heart. Boom! Rhetoric cards. These cards have game-changing effects that can combine with each other. They don't end your turn, so play them before claims. Double heart effects of surrounding claims. The judge makes a legal truth out of what the people of Muziris already know. From henceforth, the river Periyar is a legal person. Card reframed. The river is a legal person. That's a stronger card. Well, all right. Hell yeah. It's Friday, Junior. The courtroom erupts. We won. I hear Joy and Shinshu shouts louder than all the others. We won! The world has changed for the better just a little bit because of us. Reality is more malleable than we think. I won't forget that lesson. Four months later. Everything's great. Everything's perfect 4 months later, obviously. We're halfway through the grand opening of Resilience Tower when smoke pours over the horizon and the sky turns bright orange. Fire! Is it the tower? The headquarters of the multinational conglomerate invading my city is sadly not burning. No, wait, it's the water. I'm sorry? Holy shit! The river is on fire. Holy shit! The river burns. Yeah, undeniable. I would say that's pretty undeniable. Then reality tears open. The specters of the dead leap out of the water. Oil-slicked birds and pearl spot fish swim among the horrified crowd. Mangrove trees wrench their roots up to escape the flames. I reach out to them. Crocodile snaps its jaws at me playfully, teeth leaving bright sparks on my skin. Look, oh God, look, there's oil on the water. Oil spill. Okay. The crowd bristles and seethes. People are afraid, but we're also angry. We can't stand by and watch the world burn any longer. The ghosts from the burning river slither up Resilience Tower, the dead of the ecosystem haunting their murderer. I want to party because I know that that's hearts. Oh wait, lose myself in other bodies, be reconstituted in shared ritual. No, do I? No, I want to scheme. Yeah, I text my team. The river is on fire, let's make them regret it. I speak for the river. My smile is a blade that matches the shape of my heart. Inappropriate joy. For 2 turns, claim 3 hearts whenever a claim reduces your hearts. See, that's fun. Sometimes you gotta play a character. Sometimes you gotta get into it. All right, let me play with my Tamagotchi really quick because he just woke up. Oh, I hit the button, get out of here. Flags is so hard. Flags is so hard, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's 2 pride flags in the background. All right. Lesbians. Let me play some flags so he can be a little happy. Aaron's freaking Tamagotchi died yesterday. I don't know what she did. Aaron's Tamagotchi died, so we're not breeding anytime soon. Oh! Okay. All right. She's late. Bet she's hungover. Joy, she was probably up late making plans, drowning her sorrows, or getting into trouble. And who will have to clean that up, Us, again. Like the device died? No, her Tamagotchi died. Like, they both startled my sudden arrival at the office and sent some papers flying. Good, I need them on their toes. Shinju, you're too sweet sometimes. It's good to know my honor is well defended in my absence. Told her she'd come in fired up. So, what did you get up to last night, fearless leader? Professionalism is bourgeoisie and worse, boring. Takes so much energy to wear a mask. So glad you asked. I drop a thick stack of files, notes, and bits of string. Oh God, I did go a bit overboard last night. On the table. You did all this last night? Emotional energies. You will gain and lose energies as you do missions, make choices, and play cards. Build them up to develop different aspects of Kuyilu's personality. Minds is detail-oriented, cerebral, and detached. Hearts is compassionate, open-minded, and hedonistic. Guts is assertive, egotistical, but always ready for a challenge. Told you. Does that mean I win the bet? All right, enough nonsense. Open a packet of biscuits. Open 2, why not? We've got a lot of work to do. How can this be happening? We won the case. So much for bringing life back to the river. Credibility updated, debunked. Look, this is a setback, but a setback? The river really was a person, she'd be dead. Joy. No, Shinju, she needs to hear it. Yes, I do. Say it again. If the river was a person, she'd be dead? Happy now? Wait, she has the look in her eye. Since the river is legally a person, let's put the people responsible on trial for her murder. Can we really do that? Another court case? Why not? We have research, legal precedents, contacts. Yeah. It would send a warning shot through every corporate boardroom in the world. I'm not your boss. We're non-hierarchical workplace based on mutual cooperation and affinity. Whatever you say, boss. Resilience eroded the coastline. Change the sea currents. Now the river's on fire. We need to stop their port expansion. Let's put the vice president of Resilience on trial for murder. First, we need to establish that the river is in fact dead. Okay, card reframed. It's obvious to anyone with eyes. The oil spill, we all saw it. Proven. But where did the oil come from? We need to find out. The fire on the river was terrible, but the oil spill is a catastrophe in its own right. We should help the citywide cleanup efforts. This is an opportunity for us to win over allies? Joy, no, because it's the right thing to do. Exactly right. But if we happen to build a little momentum for our murder trial while primarily helping people, then all the better. Also, people are flocking to a woman called Kotavai, who claims she speaks for the river god. Really, what's she selling? Face cream, a line of supplements? I like Joy. I'm not saying she doesn't have her own agenda, but we shouldn't get so caught up in the court case we forget our struggle against resilience is a spiritual one. New card battle. No shit. Okay, so we've got a couple things we can do. This is our library. Okay, corporate cleanup. Yeah. Hang on, what should I do? Well, your success here is unlikely, so I guess you could just go fucking beef it? Like... Oh, well, I guess yours is unclear, so... The cleanup operations of the port is well equipped. The workers wear respirators, rubber boots, and gloves, all prominently emblazoned with the Resilience logo. Join the locals at the beach. There are dark mutterings about the port expansion and the possibility that oil spills will be a regular current here in Muziris. Anger at Resilience is at an all-time high. Whether they're actually responsible matters a lot less. Right now would in fact be the perfect time to launch a high-profile campaign about a prospective murder trial. Disruptions in the status quo can be turned into opportunities for lasting change. It could take at least a week or more for the construction work to resume. We shouldn't let that chance slip away. Build trust by doing missions and delivering certain arguments in card battles. Building trust matters. People are more willing to talk to you and your words hold more weight in court. Higher trust unlocks powerful rhetoric cards and overcomes some denials. +1 star to all surrounding oil spill claims. Smoke from the burning river sits over the city like a miasma, adding a toxic thickness to the summer heat. It's Friday, but there's still so much to do. We could work the weekend. This is a person who just burned out and got back from medical leave. Joy is right, we have to pace ourselves. Besides, looks like you two got a lot done yesterday. The bridge is closed and the ferries are overcrowded. I didn't even make it halfway. This is behind the thing and is a little hard to see. It feels like it is though. I ended up meeting your dad in the street and had coffee with him. He says you should visit soon. Ugh, Batsha. I'll come when I can. You should visit him at least once a week. He's not getting any younger. None of us are. Yes, death is the specter that haunts us all. Thanks, team. Good chat. Okay. It's certain for you. That's what you do. Kanikamala is a string of lush and leafy small islands floating in the backwaters. The easiest way to get around is with a small canoe that's moored in front of the office, even on oil-slicked waters. The locals stay calm and move quickly. Dense social connections and regular flooding and evacuation drills make it a good place to be stuck in a crisis. The sand of the beaches run black with oil. You could mistake it for blood. Dead fish and oil-soaked birds flop helplessly along the shoreline. Acrid smoke billows across the sky. Hand out safety equipment. Locals will clean up with their bare hands whatever tools they have. Frontline workers are highly likely to develop asthma in the years after a spill like this. Given how polluted the river is, God knows what's in the toxic smoke. Thankfully, we had a store of respirators and rubber gloves in the office. Unlocked toxic smoke. It gets harder to work after the sun sets. Some exhausted-looking government workers from the local counselor's office come by with coconut water and biscuits. Hey, hell yeah, placeholder art. Cool, good. Good. Thank you for just being like, yeah, it's a placeholder. Thank you for not using AI and fucking committing. Thank you for all you do today. Good advice, I'm exhausted. The spill will devastate the ecosystem, this community, for decades, but every drop of oil we recover matters. Every animal saved. Think of that tonight. What you've done today truly matters. This week went quickly. Any updates before we break? Oh, thank God. Dredging should happen every month to prevent silt buildup. No one's seen a dredger in at least 4. Irregular dredging. Nice. We found high levels of pesticide pollution in the sample. Pesticide pollution. Proven. Weekend! Nothing bad happens on the weekend. Thank God it's the weekend. Oh. Write letters to incarcerated activists. Go to a live show. Go into nature. Devise a play with the street kids possessed by the river gods. Visit a shrine. Chance to be cursed or level up. You get it. You get at it. Train for snake boat races. The Steam page explicitly says some artwork is placeholder, but entirely human made. Fuck yeah. No, you gotta go get cursed, Dad. It's funny. It's funny if you, the idea of you getting cursed is very funny. It doesn't surprise me the children running wild on the streets of Muziris are a little god-touched. The city is their mother. We decided to put on a play about the powerful being torn down. One of them styles his fake beard in the style of Rishab. I probably said that wrong. And prances around with a towel thrown over his shoulders like an expensive scarf. Hilarious. I hope we don't get sued. Reset and level up. Resting on the weekend resets energies to each character's base level. Now the team is rested, we see how much weekend activities help them level up their baseline. Okay, good. So I was right to give them activities that I felt were in their lowest stats. Let's go. Okay, I read that correctly. I was like, I'm intuiting that I should, yeah. It's how we thought through what arguments we're gonna present at the murder trial, not flailing about at random. Oh, you're finally getting on board. I do love how you show approval through scolding and organization. Even a plan I don't agree with should be executed properly. Excuse me. All right, let's focus on what arguments we're gonna make and how we can strengthen them. We should first argue that the river is dead. You find a lot of potential evidence for this. We just need to make sure it's strong. We should also make it a motive argument. The oil spills caused immense community suffering. We still need an argument about who would be held responsible. Let's start by establishing the crime. We can get to that later. So how strong are our current arguments? Case review. Review the arguments you plan on making in court. Assess whether you have enough claims and connections, whether those claims have enough credibility. There's definitely more evidence we need to uncover. Do you see our glaring weak link? The opposition could easily deny any hearsay or speculation. We should make sure we strengthen it to make our argument more convincing. There's some interesting new case law on ecocide, which is just a fancy name for murder. At the moment, many of our claims are speculation at best, though. We really will just have to use rhetoric to make those claims more convincing, or call witnesses, or actually have enough evidence to strengthen those claims. We can also tie weaker claims to undeniable ones to strengthen their credibility. Oh yes, like the river burns. Let's make sure to use it strategically. We're nowhere near where we need to be with this one. This is a more emotive argument, but it helps us establish that resilience has caused enormous harm to the people of Muziris. It's also our way of destroying resilience's social license to operate in Muziris. Use the trial as an excuse to make people hate resilience and their activities. It's sneaky, I like it. Exactly. We have to remember that what we're doing here is part legal trial, part PR spectacle, and part protest. Okay. Let's get to specifics. Does someone want to volunteer to trawl social media for potential leads? I'm really feeling the enthusiasm. We should also investigate the port itself. Also, there's a fisherman you should talk to, a real character, knows all the good gossip. You should think about how you're going to approach him. I can't do this one. So I gotta do this one. People love when you agree with them. Great. Let's go. Let's go have our card battle there. Good luck to you and only you, Joy. Excuse me. There are fires lit in the sacred grove. My nostrils fill. Weed smoke, fermented alcohol. Scented flowers left too long. Over there, a pile of coals glowing red, awaiting a show of abandoned devotion. The crowd cries out in welcome. The ritual hasn't even started yet, and they're already in a trance. The drummers drive the beat faster and faster until... Oh. A silence opens up, and Kodavai steps into the light. Her face is ritually painted, and her fingers flicker with flame. She begins to dance. So I need to get my guts to hers. When a village is cursed with sickness or drought, they hold a theim, a folk ritual where the performer is possessed by their local god. God speaks to them and communicates what must be done to placate their anger. Each village and community has their own gods and their own ancient stories. But Kodavai breaks tradition and tells a new story. I'm the river god of Muziris. A false god has been invited into Muziris and calls itself Resilience. People jeer. One of her followers brandishes a red painted sign with the letters RIG for Resilience Investment Group. This unnatural new port is a temple to this god of greed. She plays the story out with her body, drawing audience members into unexpected roles, miming excitement, fear, lust, desperation with her painted face. Eating up the earth, changing the very currents of the sea, dirtying the air and fouling the waters. A disrespectful entity, brash and vulgar, throwing nature out of balance. Resilience feasted on my city, growing strong as I grew weak. They tried to burn me out, but I am the heart of Muziris, even in death. Those who worship me rise up against this false god. The crowd moans in fear, ecstasy. Reclaim Muziris, or we will all burn. In card battles, conversations go back and forth for a limited number of turns. Play rhetoric or denials first. You can play multiple per turn and combine them. Play claims last. They end your turn. Make as many arguments as you can before your turn ends, but if you can't, come back next week and try again. So I'm going to emphasize her river burns argument. I couldn't agree more. So that we get more heart, or more guts. The shout, Kodavai spins towards the lit coals, dancing across them like they're warm sand. The crowd roars. In that moment, the river god is amongst us. We witness miracles. Oh, I wish I'd saved it. That would Are we the ones sucking the city dry in the name of shareholder profits? Are we eroding the coastline, stealing the livelihoods of fishermen and farmers? No. Resilience is the true criminal. Swap cards. You can skip this turn and draw 5 new cards. Yeah, because I would love the toxic smoke or trial for murder. Yeah, so let's swap cards. Capitalism eats the world. Well, that took everything down. Nature has limits. Capitalism does not. Our system is leading us towards planetary disaster, ecological collapse. Okay, toxic smoke. I don't know what it means to put on one side versus the other. Stop making it harder. Crisis. Kodavai ran out of hearts and entered crisis. Prepare to meet their worst self. Their hearts will remain stuck at 0 until the next meeting. Be careful. If one player runs out of 2 categories, they will burn out, ending the conversation. We can drill the earth dry of oil, feed it all into the corporation's jaws. It will lick its lips and demand more. Kodavai's whirling becomes frantic, her eyes unfocused. There's a desperate abandon to her movements. No, I don't acknowledge the legitimacy of your court. Oh, shit. Why did you? Ah! My friends, I am not bloodthirsty. I do not desire violence, but I refuse to meet my death and humiliation passively. It is our enemies who determine the choice of weapons. Violence is the only language they understand. Oh my God. Okay, the river needs our protection. Guts on fire. On fire states are sticky. Kuili will stay at 40 in this stat until the weekend or until another energy goes on fire. You've been trying to protect the river for some time. Perhaps you need to rethink your methods. You sound like someone I know. You should introduce us. Sounds like I'd like them. Okay, help me win the trial. Dangerous secret. I know you've done things you don't want the world to know about. Kodavai leans closer to me, so close I can only hear her whisper. The world is a horror, but have I become a horror too? No! You crave the approval of the same powers you fight against. Oh, I just don't have cards? Oh, I'm out of turns. Oh. Now I can actually deliver this. Who are you? Where did you come from? Her makeup is dripping in the heat of the fire and her breathing is heavy with exertion. She considers for a moment, then decides to indulge my curiosity. The government seized our family's land for a mining project. We went from freedom to wage slavery. My father and brothers all died of lung disease working the mines. I was recruited as a Naxalite. As a teenager, I was trained in guerrilla tactics, carried out many successful operations. This is dangerous information to know. Keep her secret. I want to win her trust. She could be a powerful ally, and perhaps secretly I admire her determination to lose it all and come back so strong. Kodavai 8 trust, let's go. In any case, I consider my options for a while before I make such a significant choice. More arguments I wanted to make, so much more I wanted to say. It takes patience to get to know people. I have to come back another time. I love how I was like, yeah, you should come be in the court. And she's like, I don't acknowledge your court. I don't acknowledge the law of man. That's pretty hard. Captain of the oil tanker could be a useful witness. I have an idea of how to track him down. Let me guess, an excuse to go day drinking? No comment. I found an official who was recently fired from the harbor engineering department. It would be a great idea to try to talk to someone who still works there as well. Oh, let's definitely look into that. Maybe talk to the dredging company as well. We should think about how we can use the press for our campaign. God, do we have to? There's always more oil spill cleanup to do. The community will remember who showed up in its time of need. We should balance revisiting our main contacts and exploring and investigating. Each card battle can be played once a week. Be strategic about when you choose to battle. Running out of cards, go on story missions to unlock new cards. Want to make sure certain cards are in your opening hand? Open your card collection to pick 6 favorite cards. Oh, I like that. Someone posted a picture of an oil tanker on the river hours before it caught on fire. Good work. Archive it on your desktop in the cloud in case they delete it. Get in touch with the poster. Undeniable. Hell yeah. Mismanagement of the port, hell yeah. Obviously just a rumor. Word is that Reshab is the one who personally approved the permit for the oil tanker. Wow, not a good look, corporate princeling. Reshab approved the permit. It's hearsay, but... Okay, so we've got story missions, team missions. She's got more of that to spend than he does. right. The Port Authority offices are perched on an artificial island built up from the mud dredged to create the harbor it overlooks. The disgruntled Port Authority engineer meets me at a small tea stall to the west of the jetty. Cormorants dive under the water and emerge with silvery fish in their hooked beaks. She looks like my Aunt Rosie. A formidable woman, used to terrify me as a child. Hopefully the resemblance is only skin deep. Resilience has utterly mismanaged the port expansion from top to bottom. Port is mismanaged, that's a great new card. And Rashab Rai, that empty suit, don't get me started. I don't think he's actually read any of my department's reports. I'm not even sure he can read. Hero, hello. Rashab is negligent, that's great. We've got more on that Rashab line. I've learned to love engineers. It's hard to anticipate what lovers will move their minds, but God, they're good allies when they always agree with you. Should I push for more? Is it too early? She's righteously angry about resilience and with Rashab. I married a widower with a young son. It surprised me how narrow-minded people can be. Hell yeah! Genuine interest, gain to trust. People love to talk. They do almost nothing else. Jobless. We chat a little longer and she lets slip. It's common knowledge that Resilience is willing to hire regulatory experts that give them favorable results and they pay well. I think she's in need of a friend or at least someone to listen. She'll be a contact worth cultivating as I build my case. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The oil spill cleanup will be going for weeks. We should help, but we can't lose focus on the case. Speaking of which, we should check the Port Authority archives for the oil tanker permit. Who approved this disaster? Wouldn't be a bad idea to start generating public support for a murder trial. Oh God, don't suggest a social media campaign. Does it build lasting movements, real community? Maybe not, but it's cheap and effective. If you're thinking of revisiting our main contacts, I dug up some of the old strategies I picked up in law school. Boost credibility. These rhetoric cards boost the credibility of all claims. Use them to strengthen cards, make arguments in card battles. Good. That's a good card. That's a good card. I like the placeholder art instead of AI. Oh, 100%. Yeah. They make your claims more credible. I think they'll be useful. Thanks, Joy. They blame Rishab's lack of knowledge about dredging operations for the problems on the port. Rishab is negligent. Let's go. They're also upset about how irregularly the port's been dredged. Boost it. They have a vested interest in dodging responsibility for the oil spill, but still good to know. He's convinced I was an investigator sent by Resilience and wouldn't talk. Well, I think that's where we will leave All Will Rise. I love being able to pick what I start with. That's great. You could start with some really strong claims, build a really good board present, or you could start with some weak claims. And build up around it. So, your mom returns the river. Sorry. So yeah, this is a really interesting game. So this is All Will Rise. I'm gonna quit to the menu. This is All Will Rise. This is a fantastic looking game. And not just because I like card games. Everybody knows I love a good card game. But I think it's pretty clear from the demo that this is something special. This is trying to tell a different story. This is telling a different story about different people in a different place. And I adore it. I'm so excited to check this out. You can follow it on Steam. You can put it on your wish list and check out the demo. You can also go and back it on Kickstarter. It is a phenomenal looking game. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the whole thing. I'm gonna take my break. It's break time. Art mentioned this last week. It's been on my wish list. Yeah, I've been seeing it on social media a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go take my break. I'm gonna go grab my snack and refill my tea, all that good stuff. If you haven't recently, make sure you get up, make sure you move around, make sure you stretch. Make sure you're not slumped over in your chair or anything like that. You know, get a snack, get a meal, drink some water, maybe have some caffeine if you need to. Go outside, get some fresh air, touch some grass, all that good stuff. I'll see everybody back here for Gamedle and more demos just a little bit.